Thank you for joining me on Tipping the Scales Exotics. Today I am going to be building a bioactive terrarium with this 55-gallon tank. I'm going to be building this for some Australian white street frogs. By the end of it, it's going to be standing up on end. So first things first is just getting it cleaned out, and then we're going to put a layer of silicone on the sides that I'll be doing the bioactive sides on for them to be able to climb and to stay wet and all that fun stuff. So first things first, I'm gonna get this cleaned up. It is cleaned up. Some like water sheets on the glass. It doesn't really show up on camera, but I can see it. So I'm gonna pick the side with the most stains on it. And I'm gonna be slathering on this silicone. You don't have to use this brand. There are plenty of other brands that are in larger tubes. You don't have to buy 3 smaller ones, but it was just convenient for me to get these. So I'm going to take this and wear some gloves, and I'm going to be putting it on the side and the back of the terrarium. And this is going to be stood up on the end, and the glass part, this other side, would be facing out. And we're going to have a screen lid on this side. And I have a lamp that goes on a stand so that I can face it into the terrarium from the side. That way it'll just look like more of a professional display. Anywho, I'm going to go ahead and get started on slathering that around. I'm sure you can probably see I got silicone spread all around. You do not want it to be smooth. The whole point of this is to make it rough so that when you put your spray foam in here, it's got something to hang on to. I didn't do this with my very first bioactive build, and within a couple of years, the entire back came off. It's had time to cure overnight, so our next step is to put the spray foam in along with our decor items. So I've got these bowls that are made to hold water. Now I'm going to actually be setting those into the spray foam. So what I'm going to do is put saran wrap around it and then stick it in there, so I'll be able to pull these bowls out. That way I can always take them out to clean them or to refill with water, and that's so that the frogs will have places to sit in water. I've got some sphagnum moss in here, and then this is a chopped up sphagnum moss block here, and that's for putting on the foam. We're going to crumble it up. We're going to put it on the foam while it's wet. Got some pieces of wood. I got pieces of cork. I've got this vine that I got from DFW Reptarium. So if you're near there, they have these cool vines. So I'm going to go ahead and figure out how I want to put this stuff together and get back to you. I'm about to start adding this on here. I have misplaced my nitrile gloves between yesterday and today. So for you folks out there, please do wear gloves. I can't find mine, and I've already got everything laid out, so I'm going to go ahead and move forward. That being said, when you are applying the foam, do not go all the way to the bottom of the enclosure. I stopped about 10 inches from the bottom, so right around here, because you're going to be having if you're doing a bioactive, you need to have a few inches of drainage layer. And so I have put some silicone on the top here because I decided I'm going to also put some stuff on top so that I'll be able to hang plants. So I've got silicone on there curing. What I did was I took some of the scrap wood that I had and screwed that in there so that I can attach it to the glass, and then I will have a hook to hang plants from. So that's the plan there. This is going to be the front, so it's clean. And then I'm also going to put some stuff on this back wall over here now that I've got it facing this way, so I can use gravity to hold it in place. And then once I've got everything in place, I have another can of great stuff that I'm going to use to fill in any gaps. There's great stuff, Pond and Stone. This is what you want to use. Don't use that other crap that I had before. Do not cut the end of this off because there is a trigger. Let me see if I can get this to focus. There is a trigger, and when you pull the trigger, it pulls back the plug to let the foam out. If you cut that tip off, it's going to not stop the foam when you let off the trigger. All right, so let's go. I have shook this up really well before. There we go, now we're cooking. Isn't that it? it all over the bottom. Alright, so you can see I have put expanding foam on everything that I want to put expanding foam on. I have put my pieces of wood and PVC and these little glass globes that I can move around because I put some saran wrap in there. And now the next step is to take my little tool, like this one here. It comes with a couple of different options. I've got that tool. This is like a little scraping tool it came with. I've got just the stick. It also came with this little tool here, which is great if you're using like the sheets of foam or something. So I got this off of Temu. It was pretty cheap for this whole kit right here. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm just gonna get started. So like I got little big chunks here, so I'm just gonna take off some big chunks so that it's not so big, just like that. And I'll just let them drop to the bottom, and I'll just you know, throw those away once they've accumulated at the bottom and I'm all done. Anyway, I'm gonna get started on that, and I will show you where I'm at when I'm done with this part. Okay, so I've got some of it done as far as putting the silicone on the expanding foam, and then I had this cocoa fiber block that I broke up, and then I rubbed it into the silicone. So I need to let that set, and then I'm going to change the way this is facing so that I can do this back wall over here, because, you know, I need gravity to kind of hold things in place. The moss and the plants in here today, so I'm gonna let those plants get rooted, and then I'll get the frogs in here. Also, some silicone is finishing curing from attaching all that moss and stuff on here. Let's see if I can go inside. Here we go. Maybe here we go. So this is what the frogs are gonna go into. You can see, excuse me, I have these little glass globes that I'm gonna put water in so that they can get hydrated when they need to. Whoopsie. They've got all kinds of tubes and hides to go into, all kinds of plants that they'll be able to climb on once they are established. So now it's just waiting for those to take root, and then I can put the frogs in there. I'm gonna have a screen door on this side, and then I have a stand that's gonna hold the light to the side of the screen, so it'll be going in to the side so that they get heat and the plants get light. But that is my 55-gallon build for the frogs. I still need to put some dirt in the bottom and some isopods and things like that so that it's completely bioactive. They can eat the frog poop that drops to the bottom and stuff. Anyway, thank you for tuning in to my Australian White's tree frog build. That is the conclusion until they get put in there.